Hello YouTube, and welcome to yet again another strange tier list. This time, this video was, for the most part, suggested by an audience member. Sora Selk 2014 suggested an eggs for breakfast tier list, and I decided, you know what, why don't we just go above and beyond and just do a whole general breakfast tier list video type of thing. So, it'll have the eggs in there as well as your suggestion, but have some other fun things in there too. So, not much needed to explain this. Let's get started. So, starting up, we have apple juice. And I think apple juice is okay. As far as juices go, it's not my first choice, but juice is never bad. Like, I don't think I've ever had bad juice, like, out of all the flavors I've tried. So, you know, it's okay. I would definitely put other flavors of juice above it. Nothing wrong with it, just a little blasé. Bananas. Bananas, for me, are gonna be going in... By themselves, they're just nice. If, like, it's part of a meal, it's superb. So, but I'm gonna put it in just nice for now, because I'm assuming it's, like, maybe taking it as its own. So, if you want to do voice work, fun little fact for you, a great meal is called the Brat Diet. That's what my voice coach told me a while ago. It's bananas, rice, apples, and toast. Those 4 types of foods are great for eating when you want to do things with your voice. So, like, if you're like a lead singer of a band, you might, and you're playing and performing, you might want to eat those beforehand. Or for me, when I was doing voice acting stuff, if I wanted to have like a long time recording, I would eat one of those 4 things, or usually a combination of them. And so it's great for your voice. That said, bananas, just generally speaking, are pretty healthy. They're pretty tasty, and if you don't like them just plain, you can kind of cut them up and mix them up with other things. I think they're a pretty flexible one, but on their own, they're not like S tier in my opinion. So they're gonna go in the nice tier. Breakfast burritos, easy S tier. Because they're just so flexible, right? You can put so many different types of foods in there. Heck, half the foods on this list you could probably debatably put into S tier, or into a breakfast burrito. So I just think they're amazing. They fill you up, and they taste delicious. Not much more you can ask for. Oops. Rice. That is also, I don't know how these are organized. It doesn't seem to be alphabetical. It's kind of random. But rice is going to also be going in S tier. Rice is one of my all-time favorite foods, just to mix with things. And even on its own, with just a little bit of garlic salt, like, I could genuinely just eat that. But, like, my standard breakfast, which maybe it's hypocritical that I'm gonna be putting this up in superb and not bananas, given that I'm adding some things to the rice, but my, like, default breakfast most days is I have rice, tuna, and then I add a bit of mayo mixed in with it, and then I melt some cheese into it, and then weirdly enough, I have found that garlic salt and cinnamon added onto it make it taste freaking delicious. I have no clue why cinnamon is so good on rice, but I found it out by accident because I was pouring. I went to grab a container of garlic salt, and I grabbed the wrong one, and noticed beforehand, and it was cinnamon. But I made a joke to my mom, who was in the other room at the time. I was like, "Oh man, I almost accidentally added cinnamon to it," and she's like, "Oh, you should try it. It's pretty good. We used to have it all the time for breakfast." And lo and behold, she was a prophet. So, if you have not tried adding cinnamon to rice, I highly recommend it. But enough rambling. I'm gonna put rice at the top of it for me for now. Just big fan. Coffee. Coffee's acceptable. I'm not a big coffee drinker. That said, if you I like adding milk to it. Yeah, sue me for not liking my coffee pitch black and flavorless. But if I do drink coffee, you know, it tastes fine. But, like, it's nowhere near my first choice. Like, I would take apple juice over it. It's just acceptable. Like, I won't turn it down if you offer it to me. But, I mean, it's just... Nah. I'm not gonna, like, seek it out, you know? Pasta. I think pasta, for the most part, is just okay. As far as breakfast goes, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love pasta. But you get in a different mood for breakfasts, and pasta just isn't one of the things I'm usually in the mood for. I'll get to a time when it is something I'm in the mood for later on, but just as its own, I'm not gonna be, like, making pasta for breakfast pretty much ever. Donuts. I'm gonna put them in nice alongside bananas. See, donuts are delicious, don't get me wrong, and I love donuts, but they are not filling, I need like 4 or 5 donuts to fill me up for breakfast, which is not cheap. And also, they're obviously not very great for you. Part of what makes rice and breakfast burritos, you know, higher up as well is, you know, you can make these to be pretty healthy, and can be an S-tier breakfast for people that are trying to lose weight, gain weight, or trying to, you know, just generally lead a more healthy lifestyle. Donuts, I love donuts, and when I have them for breakfast, I am not complaining, but having donuts every day for breakfast would be not good. Like, I don't think that'd be a great idea. English muffins. I honestly have never really had English muffins for breakfast before, so I think you usually add things to them, but I mean, since I've never had them, I can't really rank them very well, so I'm just gonna put it in Like, I'd be down to try it. They don't look that appealing, especially just from the picture, but I mean, I like bread stuff. I like wheat in general, so maybe I'd like it, but for now, I haven't had it, so I'm just gonna put it there. French toast. Is it A or S tier? I'm gonna put it above donuts in the nice tier, I think, for now. And these are sorted roughly left or right, so like the leftmost is the best in each category. So, I think French toast is great. You can add a lot of different things to it. Like, for me personally, I like to add jelly to mine, or nothing at all, as boring as it is. Sometimes I just eat plain French toast. I'm not big on syrup on a lot of my breakfasty things, just because I just hate how, like, sticky it is, and, like, it ends up... if I get even a little bit of it on my fingers, it just feels gross, and I have to, like, I don't like it. French toast, it's pretty versatile, in that you can add fruit to it, you can add, you know, syrup to it. That said, I don't know if I would enjoy... I usually have French toast with something else. I don't know... I don't think I can put it in Superb, because I don't know if I would be happy with just French toast, personally. I usually want some fruit with it, or if I want some eggs, or something like that with it. So. Next up, we have fruit salad. That, for me, is going to go in Superb, because it's got the strengths of banana, and you can put banana in it, but it can be however you want it to be. You can have all your favorite fruits in it. You can have a huge bowl of it, too, so it can fill you up if you want. Like, there's not really anything wrong with a fruit salad, other than the fact that it's really tedious to make, because you probably are preparing the ingredients yourself, cutting it up, and, like, it probably takes you a while to do that, whereas, like, a burrito, it probably takes a similar amount of cooking to make, but for me, a burrito is easy to make, you know, whereas fruit salad is easy, but it's tedious, and I'd take easy over tedious. Next up, we have grits. I've never had those either, so I'm just gonna put them there for now. Ham. I'm gonna put that. Superb. I absolutely love ham. That said, I don't think... well, nah, we're gonna go like that. I love ham. Even ham on its own, I would be happy with for breakfast if I had enough of it. It's just delicious. Hard-boiled eggs, they're okay. I've never been huge in hard-boiled eggs, but, like, I'm not gonna turn them down if you offer them to me, but they're fine. I think of the ways you can cook an egg or eat an egg, they're probably one of my least favorite that I can think of at the moment. But, I mean, eggs are just good, so spoiler alert, I guess. Hash browns are gonna be in the nice tier, I think. We're gonna put them up here. Similar to banana, on their own, like, I wouldn't be happy with just hash browns, but they're, like, the perfect additive to a lot of other meals. They're delicious. Also, the perfect type of potato to eat for breakfast. Like, fries wouldn't feel right to me, or taste right if I was having them for breakfast. Even just, like, you know, mashed potatoes or whatnot, they don't feel like breakfast to me, but hash browns, they belong in breakfast. They're great. Actually, no, I'm gonna put them in the bottom of best tier for now. Superb is... because hash browns are just awesome to add to things. Maybe this is becoming unfair for banana. Maybe I'll have to move it up because I keep talking about how other things are good to add to it. But banana on its own is just and it doesn't, like, multiply the flavor of things when you add it to it. So I'm still gonna keep it nice, I think. Avocado toast, never had, but I'm assuming because I like toast and avocados, it'd probably be realistically around okay or nice. But I've never had it, so I'm just gonna put an F for now. Bacon, easy S tier. Maybe it's cliche, but bacon is just so good for breakfast. Like, oh, not even just breakfast, but adding it to anything makes almost any, like, savory meal better. It's just, bacon is great. Me personally, I don't like it when it's crunchy, though. I like it when it's really fatty and chewy. I need to find a partner that loves the crispy, crunchy bacon, And then whenever we have a batch of bacon, they just give me all the fatty, chewy ones, and then I give them all the crunchy ones, and we both be just set. So, hey, if you're out there and that describes you. Anyways, bacon is S tier. No ifs, ands, or buts. Bacon is great. Grapes. Never had crepes either. I wonder if this is making you guys realize how boring I am when it comes to food, but I just haven't had a lot of money to try and experiment with new things. The last thing on my bucket list is to try all food in the world, which is like a obviously uncompletable bucket list, like a never-ending one, because I love food. So I want to try all of these because I will always try something at least once when it comes to food. So, but I've just never had crepes. So they look good from the picture. So like again, probably put them in nice or okay, but I haven't had them, so can't say too much. Croissant. Croissants, they're gonna go top of okay, I think. Because that is a perfect descriptor for them. They're okay. They fill you up a good amount, and they taste fine. And I don't know about their nutritional values, but they're just okay. Bagels, similar vein, but not quite as good. I'm gonna put them here, I think. I mean, bagels can be flexible, as you can see in the picture. They have there's lots of different types of bagels. And like if you add cream cheese or stuff like that to it, it can be pretty decent. But even still, like even with again like the best case scenario, I still think they're just okay. And I'd rather have all the stuff above it than bagels, even with like the best case scenario. Banana bread. I love banana bread. As just like a thing on its own, I'd put it in superb, but for breakfast, I'm gonna put it a similar vein to donuts. Like, it doesn't really feel breakfasty to me. It feels like a dessert to me, or like a treat, like a snack between meals or something. You know, like I don't think I would seek up banana bread for breakfast, but they taste so damn good that that earns it a high enough spot on them to be in the nice category. And it's kind of breakfasty in that it's kind of sweet and it's, you know, a bread type thing. But to me, it's just never felt like a breakfast to me. I don't know why. Biscuits. Top of okay, above croissants, I think. I love biscuits. And, you know, if we were talking like biscuits and gravy or something, it'd go up a tier. But just biscuits on their own, they're just solid. It's bread. I don't know what else to say. I should probably not spend as much time. Breakfast sandwich, right alongside breakfast burrito. I think breakfast burrito is a little bit better, and actually no, I'm gonna put breakfast sandwich above it. I think breakfast burritos overall taste better, but they're more inconvenient to make. So whereas breakfast sandwiches are equally versatile and taste similar, but they're easier to make. You could put most of these other ingredients in your breakfast sandwich, and they taste lovely. So we're just gonna put it there. There's potatoes here for some reason, but like it just has potatoes, no specific way to do it. So I'm not gonna really rank that because it doesn't have a specificity to it. And the way you make a potato is half of the flavor profile to me. So cereal. Now, if you asked me 10 years ago, cereal would have been top of S tier. For me now, it's just nice. I'll probably take cereal over French toast. But like it's no longer my first choice anymore. I don't know what it is either, because I still like it when I have it, but I just never feel like I'm in the mood a lot of times. When I do end up having it, it tastes good, but it's just... It's very nice. In particular, my three favorites are Fruity Pebbles, would be my third favorite. Number 2 would be Frosted Mini Wheat, and then my number 1 is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But, I mean, a lot of cereal is good. There's lots of different flavors that are lovely out there and stuff, but I think it's pretty great. Chicken and waffles. What? I guess that is a breakfast thing. I've never had chicken and waffles specifically, but I'm gonna put it in acceptable above coffee because it doesn't. Chicken really throws me off on the chicken and waffles, and I'm also not a big waffle guy myself. I like chicken and I like waffles fine, but like as a breakfast, that just seems weird to me. Cinnamon rolls. This one has a very high variance because some cinnamon rolls you find are practically orgasmic, and others you'll get are just like acceptable. The average one I find though are nice. I would say I'm gonna put it like interchangeably with donuts. Very similar, in that I don't think you should have them every day for breakfast. They're not the greatest, I don't think, for you because there's just so much extra stuff added to it, as you can see in there. But they taste pretty damn good. So I don't have much to complain about. Muffins. I'm gonna put it right around here as well. I'm gonna put above banana bread though because it is more breakfast speed. Nah, it's pretty much interchangeable with banana bread, I guess. It doesn't really feel like breakfast, even though I know a lot of people do have it to me. It feels more like a dessert or a treat or a snack. But muffins are great and they're flexible. You can have a lot of different ones. Oatmeal. Top of okay for me. I like oatmeal. It's good for you. It's filling. You can have all kinds of different like flavorings with it too. But overall, it's just not my first choice. Omelets. Omelets are going in S tier. And you'll notice in general, a lot of these, the ones that are so high up for me, are things that are flexible. Omelets you can add all sorts of ingredients to like tailor it to your flavor profile that you want, and it's hard to go wrong with an omelet. Orange juice. If we're talking with pulp, superb. Without pulp, I'd put it in nice. I love me pulp. I'm gonna put it at the right alongside rice. For me, orange juice is the perfect drink for breakfast. I love oranges, and like, I don't know, there's not much else to really say. Orange juice just tastes freaking delicious. It's good for you. It feels correct to have for breakfast, whereas apple juice tastes, decent, but for whatever reason, my brain doesn't associate it with breakfast as much as orange juice. And like I said, you gotta have pulp. Pulp is the difference between it tasting like you're drinking an orange versus you're drinking orange-flavored water. Like, without pulp, it's fine, but like, pulp just makes it feel like you're drinking actual, authentic oranges to me. So, I like it. And it also gives it a very unique texture and flavor, like, that no other juice has. Enough rambling about orange juice. Let's go to over easy eggs. I'm gonna put it pretty interchangeably with cereal for me. I really like over easy eggs. Especially if you have a little bit of toast to like, dip it in and like have it all just squirt onto your toast. Very, very tasty, but not as tasty as other things, I guess. Don't know what the heck this is. Pain au chocolat. I probably butchered that. Never had it. Putting in pancakes. Gonna put bottom of superb. I really like pancakes. I love pancakes if you add things to them, but just plain old pancakes are a little boring. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't like syrup, but like jelly and pancakes, or like if you have pancakes with like chocolate chips in them, or pancakes with like pieces of fruit in them or on them, like if just plain old pancakes are bottom of S tier. If you have like things added to it, I'd put it like above rice probably. Like if you have like chocolate pancakes with like jam, like or like chocolate chip pancakes with strawberries or raspberries or something like that would be like perfect breakfast. Like, couldn't ask for anything more. Parfaits. Gonna put them around cereal. I also similarly, I think that they're probably better for you than like donuts and cinnamon rolls. But for some reason, my brain thinks of them as like a sweet, like desserty, sugary thing. So I don't think I'd want to have it for breakfast every day. I'm gonna put it below cereal actually. I think they're fine. They're solid. But I haven't had enough of them to really have a strong opinion, as boring as it is. But from what I had of them, they're pretty nice. Pop-Tarts. This is like prime example of acceptable to me. Now I get that there are tons of different ones, and some would probably go up in okay or nice. But on average, Pop-Tarts, if I'm at somebody's house and they're like, hey, I got some, and they offer me some Pop-Tarts for breakfast, I would accept it, but I wouldn't be like ecstatic over it. Like everything above it, if someone was like, hey, I'm making oatmeal, you want some? I would take that over Pop-Tarts. Or if they gave me the choice, you want some bagels or Pop-Tarts, I'd take bagels. Like they're good, they're quick, they're easy, but they're just not a priority pick. They're not first in line. Quiche I've never had. Can't say too much about that. Raisin bread. Pretty similar to biscuits. I love raisins, I love bread, but raisin bread for breakfast just wouldn't be enough on its own, and it's just okay. Sausages. I'm gonna put them interchangeably with ham. Very, very, very good breakfast meats. It's the right amount of filling too, like with the sausage links like that. Having like 15 of those for breakfast is just like, they're great because you can very easily customize how hungry you are with it. If you make 2 omelets, maybe you only ended up wanting an omelet and a half, and it feels like you're wasting it. But like sausages, if you end up wasting a sausage or 2, not at all. Like it feels like you're wasting much. Like it's, I don't know if that made any sense, but I love sausages for that reason as well. Like I never feel like I'm wasting them. So sausages are great. Scones. They're nice. I'm gonna say bottom of nice. Kind of similar vibes to donuts and cinnamon rolls, though. I don't really feel like they scream breakfast to me. Maybe I'm weird, but like they're okay. Actually, no. Now I'm talking about it, and I'm thinking about it. No, they are literally okay. Like probably right on here, I think. No, here. They're on croissant level, I guess. Scrambled eggs. We're gonna go. Ooh, look at that! Superb is getting pushed down slightly because of all the ones here. I'd take an omelet over scrambled eggs, but scrambled eggs are great. Not to mention scrambled eggs added to so many of the other ones, like breakfast sandwiches or breakfast burritos, makes them 10 times better. Scrambled eggs and sausage is great. Scrambled eggs and bacon is amazing. You know, like they're just so good with so many things. And even on their own, they're still good. If you have enough scrambled eggs on your own. Well, why did my face turn blue? The heck? I don't know why my face is blue, but, you know, don't worry about it. 1 second, actually. Okay, that should be good, I think. I had to reset it a bit. I don't know why it was blue, but, anyway, back to the video. What was I even talking about? Yeah, scrambled eggs are great. Next up, we got smoothies. Smoothies are gonna go right here, I think. Especially, that picture in particular is such a good example of, like, what makes smoothies so good. Like, that looks absolutely delicious to me. But, yeah, smoothies they're solid. They're fruity, almost always, you know? I think, actually, maybe that's a qualifier, but, like, they taste great. They actually do surprisingly fill you up as well. Most drinks aren't that filling, but smoothies, they're chunky, you know? They fill you up, and they taste great. They're probably not the greatest for you, but who cares? Like, they're just delicious. And they feel like dessert, but dessert that belongs to breakfast, you know what I mean? So... that makes them nice. Strudel. I'm sorry if this is I've never had that either. I'm actually gonna just rename this to never had, because that's all it's going in there. Tea. I'm gonna put tea above smoothie. No, I'm gonna put tea below smoothie actually. Now if I was having other things, I would probably prefer tea over a smoothie. Just because a smoothie is so filling that it might get in the way of me wanting to properly enjoying other things. But a smoothie on its own is much better than tea on its own. But like, I love tea, and so tea in your breakfast stuff is a great additive. There's like hundreds of flavors of tea out there, so if you know, granted that this is a lot to ask, and you could probably make the same case for coffee. But if you haven't if you've had tea a lot in the past and you haven't enjoyed it. Don't be afraid to add things to it. Like, you do not need, just like coffee, you do not need to have it plain. Adding some honey, some sugar, or like even fruit syrup to it. There is no shame in adding things to it. Me personally, I usually add a little bit of honey to my tea. Even on its own, I like tea though, to be clear. But there's just so many flavors of tea. It's very flexible. It's amazing for you. It's great for your voice as well. So, when I was on my brat diet, they also suggested I drink tea with honey. Was actually how I started trying tea with honey. And yeah, it is great for you. So very healthy, very tasty. I don't know if it's healthier than coffee. I feel like, because I've heard coffee is very good if you have it, like a little bit of it consistently. But if you have too much of it, it's not as good. But whereas tea on its own is just better, is just healthier, but like might not have as many benefits to the body as like sparse coffee drinking has, from what I've seen from research. But anyways, I love tea, so it's going there. Getting close to the end here. As you can see, we've only got those left. And like I said, I'm not writing potatoes. Toast. Toast is nice. It goes with pretty much everything well. It's a great addition to any breakfast, but I wouldn't be happy with just plain toast on its own. Kind of like banana, so it's gonna go there, I think. I'm actually gonna shift it around like this, I think. Toaster strudel. I have had toaster strudels. I haven't had strudels, but I've had toaster strudels. They're gonna go in nice. They feel almost like cheating when I've had them. Like they taste very, very good. But I don't think it's something you should have, like I've said with other ones, every day for breakfast. Waffles. For me, waffles are just okay. Maybe this is my controversial take of the tier list, but, like, whenever I have waffles, I keep thinking, why am I not eating pancakes? You know, like, that's kind of, like, always been my thought process with them. They have, like, a similar space they take up. Like, they're often compared to waffles. But I just don't think I would ever take a waffle over a pancake. Like, even if you have, like, a blueberry waffle, or, like, a, chocolate chip waffle, or anything like that. Also, do not remove berry from what I said earlier. That's a old history lesson of the internet for those of you that don't know. Do not look up what I said earlier minus the berry. But anyways, waffles are just fine. Like, they're okay, like, I wouldn't turn them down. Plain, I wouldn't eat them, probably. Like, I need something added to it, but, like, they're okay. Last on this list, we have yogurt. Kind of similar to parfaits. I put it above parfait, though, because I just like yogurt, generally, a lot. Even though I'm pretty sure parfait is part yogurt and other things. But, like, just plain yogurt, very good. It's very portable. It's very cheap. And you can get really healthy ones as well. And they're almost always fruity, which I like. But, yeah, nothing wrong with yogurt. It's just not as good as everything above it. And there you have it. This is my tier list for it. So really nothing bad. Like, nothing that I'd rather just starve than eat as far as the breakfast tier list here go. There is one thing I need to add, though. Oops, actually I had it twice. But leftovers. Now, leftovers is an example where, like I mentioned earlier, pasta, for me, would go in S tier with leftovers. Me, personally, I'm going to put leftovers probably here. I think having leftovers for breakfast is delicious, and it is a good way for me to mentally justify eating something like pasta, or stir-fry, or chicken on its own, like pizza. Like, leftovers for breakfast, to me, are so good. They're going lower on the top of S tier for me, because it feels more like cheating to have it. And it's also something that's very flexible, I guess. But, like, where sausage feels like breakfast, and it is delicious, this is just delicious, but doesn't feel like breakfast, so it's one here. But, like, you can never go wrong with some leftovers, in my opinion. So, and of course, the leftovers suck. Anywho, that's the tier list. Pretty straightforward video. If you have suggestions, do you want to murder me for some of my takes? I have a feeling in particular waffles is gonna get people heated for that, but yeah, that's the list. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy.